Good morning. It's Friday. Nice to see you here. Nice to be here. It's time to make some jewelry. It's Friday. It's going to be in the 50s today in the Midwest, and yesterday was in the 90s. We were sweating. It was hot. It was kind of amazing. So today I need my coffee, keep me warm. And we are live. It says we are public, and I hope we can get some people on to enjoy making some jewelry. I just figured out what I was going to do. I was so busy yesterday, I forgot today was Friday. And it's a good thing my husband said something. There he is coming on. I don't know how he can listen in his busy, noisy shop, but let me check and make sure I'm on here good. Go into my computer. It's going to be Easter soon here, and there it is. Comment. Let me make sure my sound is there. Hello, hello, hello. Test, test, test. Oh, don't hear me. Can you hear me? I don't hear me on there. Wonder why. Let's see. The volume is all the way up. Hey babe, if you can hear me, can you just hit the comments and say yay? Because I'm not getting any sound on my computer. Well, let me start over again. Maybe sometimes that helps. Oh, good, thanks. He says sound is good. I test, test, test. See, isn't it something? It doesn't. Still not showing any sound on my computer. Maybe as we go along, it will. Who can understand? Who can understand computers, right? I know one thing though I do is turn my Bluetooth off because sometimes my headset does interfere. Oh, see, I turned my headset off on my computer and it worked. There's my voice. Okay, well, silence me, keep me on there, and show you my few little Easter items just dropped in front of me. Wonder where that came from. But I was going to show you my cute little Easter things. I got this last year at Walmart. Isn't that adorable? It opens up. You can put something in it. It also had little ducks. Where's my little duck? My little duck ran off. Where's my little duck? Well, I had a little duck. And I wanted to. Oh, here, he fell on the ground. They're just like the regular ducks, but I like that you can open them up and put stuff inside them. I got them for my girl in the nursing home. Just give her one of them, fill it with something she likes. But I like these, but they don't sit. They just kind of like lay sideways or whatever, but they look cute in a basket. I think I got these at dollar store. And then I came up with this idea, which I don't recommend because I'll tell you why. I just took a little piece of cardboard and I took an old piece of jeans jacket or jean pants and I took a piece of raveled them on the ends, glued it on, put a little piece of ribbon, took a little egg, and I took the little bunny, and that's what was hard because I took the bunny on Bible paper. If you have an old Bible page that you don't mind using as scrap, but you have to take little teeny weeny pieces because this is so little. And then I pasted it on there with Mod Podge, and then I took a blue stamp and just put a little color on him. He turned out really cute. Isn't that cute? He needs to be glued down a little bit. I made it last year. Then, same principle as the bunny, I did eggs. And I'm going to do some more eggs where you just take and glue paper on. I use Bible pages because they're very nice and thin and transparent. The old ones are. I used the little stamps. I used some stamp colors, and I just did them all different colors. See? Isn't that fun? It's fun, fun, fun. And then so I got this um, real cheap, $2 at this dollar store. I don't know if they have them this year. I got it last year. I want to make it so it fills this basket up. So I'm going to do a few more. They're just the light styrofoam ones. You can probably get those at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but they're fun. Yeah. So this is what I came up with today. I was going to do some earrings, and then I ran across this little mix match of, I got some silver silk from our friend at Silver Silk. He had a little package that I bought from him a while back. It's a perfect color. Something from Nostalgica and something from Jill. Isn't that funny? All three of these people. The people you hang around with jewelry are the ones that influence your jewelry making, but the colors of these schemes, and you'll see it in a minute, all go really well together. So, I see Zane on there. I see Sarah. There's faithful Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Sarah knows what channel to turn into when she's working at home. She turns into her jewelry people. Hello, hello. How are you doing? It's nice to see you here. I always enjoy it better when there's people on here. When I first come on, I can feel myself talking to myself. I'm like, yeah, that feels odd. So it's nice my husband came on early. I did want to show. Well, let me get you up here in the little cradle. Show you what we did last week. Hold tight. The key is to do this without turning you off, because a couple times I've accidentally turned myself off. Supposedly, if you tap the screen twice, it flips around. So evidently, when I tap it, sometimes I tap it in the wrong spot. Anyway, so I was going to show you what I put together. I've been trying to get ready for go to market, and I'm an admin, so I just gotta have everything all together and ready to do something. And I'm about ready to put a table together and see what I got to see if I feel comfortable going to the admin. I don't feel bad about the whole tent thing is easy for me to put up if I have my husband's help. And then the part that is sitting everything out. I want to sit it all out, take a picture, and know what it is I want to do before I get there. So these are some of the things I've been doing. These were on those big old black cards, velvet cards, and I cut them out. And this here is a set of what would be like $10 a pair set of earrings. And these are from the old stash from the 80s of some of these I think I'm going to put down to 5, like these here. But I think I want to do them in groups. It just makes it a lot easier, I think. So I would lay these out like this. I took a hole punch, a big punch, like a craft punch, and I took those cards. And I mean, the velvet paper is fine. And but I don't want to use those old cards. I wish I had one laying here. Do I have one here? Yeah, let me show you. I got a zillion of them, and I've saved them just to punch them out. But everything sticks to them, and they're just, here's one, so I can get actually 2 hole punches out of one. And so I want to lay these out and see what I got. Like, isn't this a pretty plate to lay it out? This is some family heirloom stuff we inherited. I kept some, a few things that I thought were nice. This is just a beautiful pink plate. See, it's got a butterfly here and flowers over here. So I would sit these out. And Sarah, you have any input you want to give about that? But I thought I would just sit this plate out. And then I have like 3 sets of prices. So I thought I'd do this set, another set, another set, and just set them out like this. But some of these I have multiples. So, when you get down to doing little teeny things like this, it takes time, and I want it to look pretty, I want it to be. So maybe I put some rice in there so these like sit nice and flat. That's my other thought. Or something to make it sit flat. I don't know if I want rice, or I'll think of something, or just let them like that. I don't know. It would be nice if they would like sit more like that. But anyway, look, see little clovers. So then the other thing is I'm thinking about how I want to put these on Etsy, because as a shopper, I think I'd want to see each piece individually, but I pay 30 cents for each piece. And then if I put them all together, I could do A, B, C, D, E, or whatever. And then I don't know if I can do this many in one setting. I don't know if it would be as visual if people would look at it. So anyway, that's what I've been tossing around in my brain on how to get that. But some of these are, these were the things they sold in Walmart, Kmart, and Penny's in the 80s. And so it's not like some things, like I can tell this one here was made a little like towards the end of their runs, and these were made a little bit nicer. And some of it I do wonder, because it's got the beautiful blue in it. I do wonder if it's Kingman in there, because look how beautiful blue that is. And see, I didn't clean all the silver. I can tell people all they got to do is get a little piece of sandpaper, or this little cloth will clean them off too. See, it cleans it right off. The other thing people can do is when they get something like this and clean it, keep it in a Ziploc in their jewelry box. That way, you don't have to clean it as often. It's the air that makes it turn colors. But see, some of them were more like this one here. You can see it didn't get to the air like others. So I melted the ones that didn't look so great. And these here were close to me melting because, it's just the design on it is really wonky. But maybe I put a $5 section and just put these ones that are not so great. I tried to keep the nice ones. And even like these, a lot of these I melted. They're very thin, and but they're pretty. Somebody might like them, and somebody went to the time and put in a piece of turquoise in each one of those. But they look nice. The ones that didn't look so great, they went into the melt pile. And I'm just in love with these. I just think these are so cute. But again, these need a little bit of polishing. Maybe when I'm at the market and I'm bored, I can sit and polish them as I sit there. I don't know. See, it just took a little teeny rub and to clean that right up. Anyway, I just wanted to show you those. I thought those were fun. We'll package those up later. I showed you last week the Bic lighter covers that I found. I put those on. I found a few little styles and a few plain ones that I put on my Etsy site. And then last week we made this. I had found this cute little bunny charm on, I think, Dove Chocolate. And it was I just threw it together. I love it. It's very Eastery looking. I love the colors. It's got these beautiful chocolatey drusies. I bought those chocolate drusies, and they had some purple drusies just like it, and same size, perfect bracelet size. I think I'm going to go back and get those because, I don't know. I don't see drusies like that very often. I just really do like those. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to show you? I really wanted to show you the Easter. And then, so this is a kit that I was practicing on something earlier, so I'm done with that. We can get that out of there. Oh no, it does not want to come out, does it? There we go. This was in a thing that Nostalgica had that I bought a good bit back. I loved the color blue. It looks as though the top little piece there is a little bit marred, but I think that'll be okay because I think what we're going to do, it will cover it. And oh no, it's dirt. It's coming off. Good. Because it's such high shine, things that are high shine really show their marks. Sort of like your iPhone or your handheld phone, you know, if you get a little scratch on it. Because it's such high shine, it shows. So that it did clean it up. Good. I know these are vintage, so um, you know, maybe it just had a little dirt on it. Sort of like my silver. It has a little dirt. There we go. Better. Okay. So when I was just playing around this morning, like what am I going to do today? Instead of doing earrings, I've never really worked with, and you know, his name is not coming to my mind right now. I watch him regularly, but he makes this sari silk, and I've never really found a use for it. So I sent for a little kit that he had with all of these beautiful beads. And then this happened to come from Nostalgica. These little pieces came from Jill McKay, and this came with this kit here. Now, these little pieces are the end pieces that go on these. So what I want to do is make a long necklace with a tassel on it and use these beads and maybe some of these beads and hang some of this stuff onto a tassel. That's what I want to do today. I think that would be fun. So let's see what we come up with. I found me some chain. I found some gold chain. And I guess I do need some gold ear wires, don't I? Here they are. You're hiding on me. Got me some gold ear wires. And I might could use some of these short ones. I'll bring some of these short ones over to use for the tassel part. We'll see what we can come up with. These here would make nice earrings. So would these two match. And that's a pretty blue stone would match. All that really matches right there. That would make a nice bracelet and some earrings. But I was kind of like, I knew I wanted to make this a focal, but it's not something I would just make a focal by itself. It needed something. So what I'm going to do is, it has a very small hole, and it's tricky when you have a very small hole. So what I think I'm going to do is, I don't know if I want this fat chain. Maybe I'll use some fat chain and some skinny chain. Let's see if I like that. I do. I like the fat and the skinny. And I think I'm going to add 2 more of the skinny chain. So what I'm doing, because I have a skinny hole, is I'm using, and this is a fat piece. I already tried before I came on to see if I could get a jump ring to go in, and it's too fat. The jump ring doesn't bend well enough to go around it and hold it. So what I got to do is create my own connection, which is fine. We just do it a little differently. While I'm working out my chain, I know I want to use this as the necklace part. I know I want to hang some of these on here. It's a pretty bead with the gold on it. And it looks like there's enough in here to make a pair of earrings too. So I might want to make sure I pull those matching pieces out. Like maybe those. And those. And maybe these bells. Maybe not. Maybe we use these instead. I like those. Anyway, and we'll put these on the that with that. And that. And then there's 2 of these. They can either go in the earrings These can go in the earrings. And maybe we add a few of these pretty little blue balls at the bottom. That would go nicely. Yeah. And even maybe a few of these brown ones. Yeah. Okay. Now I got my head together on color and ideas. Let's see about how long I want to cut these. I'm going to cut this one here and this one a little longer. See if that'll open up with pliers so I don't. Oh, it does. Good. I always like when it has an opening. You don't have to cut it. I can open this one. It's funny when you're making jewelry, like I don't even stop to get a drink of coffee. My coffee's getting cold. So, okay, pause, Wendy, take a drink. There's something fun about creating. So there we go. I like those lengths. So I'm going to add maybe 3 more of the other chain, or the smaller chain, just so I have a little bit of fullness. I don't have to hang something on all of them. Cut that one down here. I'm kind of like cutting them stair-stepped so that they're not all the same. And one more. So now I'm saying, do I want to use the bigger chain with it? One more? Let's see. Let's add it and look. Yes, let's do the bigger chain. And remember, I can take that one off down here. I can make the opening and pull it out. Hey, there's Joy. Do you like the heart, Joy? The blue heart. It is a Sarah, do you remember what they used to say? This was they were made. They're from they were German. Remember hearing her say they're German? I know they're vintage. And I don't really know what the guy in there is. They had different scenes in them. I think I have one more that's a blue, and I think it's a like a girl and a guy. But this looks like a little leprechaun or something in there. So like a little guy in there jumping around. But yeah, it's very pretty. It's very unique. So what I'm doing is making a tassel, and because the hole is like it is, I'm going to bend these up. And I'm going to cross them over like that. And then I'm going to take the one without the pawl pin. I'm going to turn that up. And I'm going to, and see, I like that it has movement. We don't want it so tight that it can't bend. And then I'm going to bend this one down. And basically what I'm doing is making an L shape. And then I'm going to wrap that ball one around. That's what I'm going to do. And that's how we make and I forgot to bring my thumb is going, ow. Forgot to bring my little glove to protect my hand. So I'm just going to have to go slow and try not to use it. See how you use your thumb in jewelry? Now I'm only going to go around once. And I'm going to try to pull that down as far as I can. And maybe go around one more time. Because now it's about, do I like how it looks? You could do once, you could do twice. There's no rocket science, but this is the front. So since that's the front, I do want to end in the back. And it is quite stiff, as you can tell, the way I'm trying to work it. So I'm going to squeeze it together. Make it go together. And I don't know if I'm going to leave that ball in there or not. I'm pretty sure I'm going to cut it off. I don't really want that ball in there. See, makes a big difference with it gone. And I'm happy with that right now. And I like that it has good movement. Me and Joy had a fun day yesterday. We went to the community garden, Kansas City Community Garden. It's very cool. You can go there and you can rent a plot. A lot of volunteers go there and do the work. You can get a membership and get all kinds of seeds. It's a place that I'll go visit again. I'm pretty stocked up on seeds right now, so I didn't really get much. But it was fun to just sit there and watch the people come in, and they're all gardeners. Gardeners are hard workers. I mean, gardening isn't for sissies, that's for sure. And it was just fun. They had a great selection of seeds. I was kind of impressed. They even had I love the red kale, and they even had red kale, and I usually have to search for that. They also had like fertilizer, like that you could take home and put in your garden. We got to talk to a lady. They had some plots that you could rent, and hers was like really tall, and I was like, "You got a tall one," and she, told us how she can't bend over very well because of all her surgeries. And so, how cool is that? Like, think about it. You're a gardener and you're injured, but you still want to get out and get your hands in the dirt. So she was over there putting her onions in. So that looks really pretty. So now what I'm going to do is think of what I want to put here now. Now, see, I tried that, but that's not really going to cut it unless I bend that down, and I don't want to do that. I think it looks fine like it is. Do you? Think it's fine like it is? Let's see. Sky is the limit. That doesn't work, but it's an option. Let's see what this looks like if we put a... So let me think a minute about what I want to put. Let me see if one of my smaller caps looks good on it. Ideally, it would look good if we could get the knot to go way down to the bottom, but because it's got a... Let's see, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I don't know that it's necessary to put that on there, but yeah. So here I'm seeing what I could have done is I could have put, and I think that this bead cap is really, I'd like it to bend up a little higher, but it's not going to bend more for me. I would have liked to have taken it and made it bend around this ball a little better. See, it's very big. What would be nice is if we could get it to go down far and bend this down. Yeah, we're not going to do that. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is, and I'm going to make a hoop and go from there. Okay, so what I want to put on the bottom, I want to put this hand. I love that hand. Isn't it cute? It's so dainty. This hand has a connection here and here. I don't know how well that's going to stay together. It does feel like it's baked in there. It's pretty stiff. And then I got this beautiful little flower, which I could add a little bead at the bottom, or a little crystal. I think a little crystal would be nice on the bottom of that one. And then we can add a bead here, a bead there, a bead here, a bead there. Let's do a bead here and a bead there. How's that? Does that look good? Can you see that really well? And then I can think about how I want to do the top. The top is stopping me a little bit. Got to think on that. I wish I had more wire is what's coming to my mind right now. And yeah, I'm wishing I had more wire. And why not get more wire? I can get more wire if I want. Can I? Mm-hmm. I wonder if this goes through here. And it doesn't, so I'd have to make a big loop. So what I'm going to do is make me a loop. And I'm going to make, this is going to have a little bit of weight to it. So what I'm doing is I am creating like a double bail here. And I'm going to cut this piece off here because I want it to end in the back. It's kind of pointing to the front. I'm just going to snip that little piece off. There we go. And that way it's tucked underneath and you don't see it in the front. And then this can go through here. There we go. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I like that. I like that brown and blue together. Isn't that pretty? And inside there, it looks like there's little teeny white balls inside that knitting. I understand he has a machine that makes that. So, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to attach our beautiful pieces to it. And that's not going to be hard. We're just going to take jump rings or, actually I want to stick with this color. So what we'll do, these are nice little shepherd hooks already made up. You can buy them like that. And they're real short. And I try to use these so I don't use up all of my long ones, my 3-inch ones that I use to make earrings. And so there, I'm going to make sure that's nice and secure. If I want, I could add a bead there. Actually, I got that on backwards. I want to put the opening to the back. So I'm going to flip it around. Oh, my calendar just popped up, and today was my little Pixel passed away a year ago. Pixel was my sweet little dog. So a sweet, sweet little dog. They're all so unique and sweet. But Pixel was sweet in that Zane, my husband, found Pixel on our street right before Christmas. I was getting ready for company, and he brought it in the house, and I said, well, now that you showed it to me, we have to go figure out what it needs. And so we went and took care of it, thinking we would find it a home, but it ended up staying with us. I need to take a little more off. It ended up staying with us all those years. It lived to be 15 years old, and that dog was something else. That dog thought it was a person. So it was a real joy that we found that dog. Got to have that dog all that time. Still going to take a little bit more off. I want it to be nice and snug. Snug as a bug in a rug. This is where we could use our other tool, the cool tool, that looper tool, because I don't want any more metal showing than necessary. So we got something on that one. Let's put something on this one. I believe these are ceramic pieces. I don't believe I've ever put a ceramic piece. I wonder what this would look like with it. I don't believe I've ever put a ceramic piece on there on a piece of jewelry, but we're gonna give it a go. So basically I'm just making shepherd's hooks on both ends. Here's a cool little bead I think I'll put on the bottom of it. I cut it a lot shorter than I did the last one, since I saw I didn't really need very much. There's that one connecting, that one connecting. Let's see. We know we want one of these, and we know we want that. We know we want that. Let's put this pretty little. Look how shaped that is, faceted that is. That's a cool little shape. Let's put that one on. Now that one we're going to use. Unfortunately, this one's a little brighter, but it won't show as much. But we need one with a stopper on the end for this one. So Pixel is found on our street. Comes and it looks so bad when we pick Pixel up that I was like, nobody take a picture. That's not something anybody should ever see. Pixel looked that bad. And Pixel had some physical issues, because who knows how long Pixel was out there in the wild. And Pixel had to learn to be a dog. She stood up all the time. She and so I had a German Shepherd who never was like, I always would say, the German Shepherd would say, is that really a dog? My German Shepherd was very regal, and she just was like, didn't pay any attention to it. But Pixel thought that German Shepherd was the bomb. And whatever the German Shepherd did, Pixel did. So you would go out front, and there were the German Shepherds laying out on the front porch, watching the cars go by, protecting the property. And on the other side would be this little 7-pound dog doing the same thing. It was hilarious. She adored that dog. Anyway, it was quite comical to watch those two. So I am going to get my little tool out, since it's quite assisting my little looper for these few others I'm going to do, because we're going to attach that bead. We're going to attach this bead. I do love tassels. I like making them. I like them, but I will tell you, you have to be really careful when you make tassels on what shirt you wear, because some of my tassels that I love, they snag my shirt, and that's just no fun. So we could have added that bead in there like that and then done it if we'd have had enough, and that would have been cute. But I think it looks great. Simplistic sometimes is better, but I may take a few of these little white beads and put them around there. That might be really cool. We'll see how it goes. You never know. That's the fun thing with designing. You just go along the show. Follow. It's not follow your nose, but that's kind of a cool bead. I like that shade in there. Do this one. So yesterday when we went out, it was very comical. I've been collecting from people who are selling on Facebook Market extra small dog outfits. And I can, get like 5 of them for $10 I've gotten. Um, like I got like, I don't know, 12 of them for $25 from somebody. Um, they get them and then, the dogs either don't wear them or whatever. And so I've been collecting them. So when we went out yesterday, I realized I had a dress that matched what my little dog was going to be wearing. So everywhere who went, it was so funny. They were like, "You match." I was like, it was funny that people noticed that what the dog and I had on matched. It was very, or it happened very organically. I didn't like plan that, but I realized when I had to iron his, because it was of this jean material, I ironed mine. And then we did match, but I didn't just really think about how people were going to notice. It was very comical. Very comical. Okay, I'm going to put this one on. Aren't these fun? Look at these beads. Flat on the top, faceted, flat on the top. They're very cool. Can you see that? It's funny, on the top of my phone, everybody's words are there. And yeah, Sarah says she remembers that the blue bead was a vintage German. That's what I remember. It seems like she said something else about it, but it's been a while. I just don't remember. And they're not available anymore. So that's how I'm going to put those on. I don't think I'm going to add that one, even though that is pretty. I only have one of them, so I might as well put it on there. Let's go ahead and get it ready. Whether it lands on there or not, we'll see. It's very pretty. Okay, I'm going to start connecting. So let me lay out how these chains are. Okay, so I'm going to connect this one. Get my little pliers. Let me see what time it is. Oh my gosh, time flies. Time does fly when I'm having fun. Time flies when I'm having fun. So I eyeball everything. So it's the funner way to eyeball it. Now, if it doesn't hang right in the end, we just take it off and rearrange it. Right? So let me get these on here. And then I'll just show you next week how okay, there's that. Maybe I'll hang that one up there. Yeah, I had it all laid out, but is it going to turn out that way? No, 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 it's not. I do want to put this darker one on this last one. I don't know why, I just do. It slipped right on there. Must have been meant to be. So my new dog that I got is the same breed as my Pixel and totally different. He's a little boy and very joyful, very playful, very high energy. Um, he is something else, is all I can say. He is something else. He went out yesterday. I was so proud of him. I think that hand needs to go up further. I really want my hand to go up further. Yeah, it just needs to go up further. So I'm trying to get these on here before we go. And I think the endings that, are made for this chain, it will just go on really easily. I think because this is such a long piece is why it needed to go up higher. Hey, Maureen. Maureen's on. How are you today, gal? I've been seeing all your beautiful pieces you've been making. There we go. Don't you just love that hand? I don't know if Joe McKay has any more of those clay hands, but I love hands. I love hands and faces, real faces. I like other faces too, but real faces are, or like those moon faces that made out of the moonstone. I love the faces. I'd probably like feet. I'd probably just like body parts, but yeah, I would like body parts. So I could even still go up a little higher, but I'm gonna put this one right here. Actually, let's put this on one of the other chains. This was the last one that went on. So when I got up this morning and I'd forgotten it was Friday and I'd had so much fun going out yesterday. We went to the community market, then we went to Planter Seed Company. If anybody likes to buy their spices fresh and for a really good price, Kansas City still has a seed company. I don't know how many years it's been there, but it's the um, real deal. You go in there and they still have the little drawers of seed. You can get them in quantity. Um, and you can buy spices, all kinds of spices. So I always keep a spice tab on my iPhone in my reminders, and when I go there, I get what I'm out of. And because it's so reasonable, um, I can keep fresh spices of some things that I like. So let's add this bead to the bottom of this one. It's called Planter Seed Company. It's very fun. I posted some pictures on my page of it. I have a patch of asparagus. It's never enough, so I bought 24 more roots. It takes 3 years to grow by seed and 2 years by root, so I bought roots. And I still think that hand is down too far. That's something. I'm going to move that little baby up till I'm happy with it. So I bought 2 different kinds, and now I have enough. We'll have it for a good while, but I got to go pick and got to pick to get enough to have a meal. So with that, we will definitely have enough. And if I need, I'll buy it again. But it's going to take 2 years now. So I better put it in now. And I love it. One of the dogs I have, I don't have that dog now, but that dog used to eat it and pull it up before I got to it. It used to make me crazy. It's like that's one thing you don't mess with. You don't mess with my fresh asparagus. No. Okay. Now I got that handle in there, and it must be facing the wrong direction. But I got it up higher. Look, I like it up higher. If it keeps turning, I'm just gonna have to turn it around the other direction. And that's okay. That's what we do with jewelry. We get it till we like it. I'm gonna come down one tab because it's hitting that. I don't want it to hit that hard since it's, made of glass. We don't want them rubbing into each other. There we go. That hand is so cool. How do you like that? Okay, I see we need to put a few of, let's put this one on this side. See how this turns out. I think I already had it on there and it already came off. To make sure that's on there good. There we go. there's a little hook on the other side of the hand. I might put something on the bottom of that. Add a few more beads up here, and I think we're good. And then on the end, it's going to be a long necklace. It'll come down to, the front of me. I like long necklaces, but they look, they fit my style on me best. And then these are the cool, silver silk makes these cool endings that I can just go ahead and glue and or clamp, it looks like, on. And let's see, is it heavy? No, it's not too heavy. It's weighty, but it's not too bad. I do need some more charms though. But for sake of time, I'm gonna sign off here, and I'll sit here and add a few more beads, and I'll show it to you next week. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. Maureen says she's hanging in there. Yeah, the healing process is hard. I'm glad to see you on here. It's nice to see everybody. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Listen to me ramble and listen to jewelry stuff. So we will see you next week. Toodles.